Okay, so here we are at the wide end, 10 millimeters. Let's zoom in. And here we are way too close to my face for this early in the morning. 25 millimeters, f1.7. Zoom back out. 10 millimeters, f1.7. This is crazy, dude. It is way too big. Look how small these are. That's the whole point of Micro Four Thirds. But then when you stack them together, it's kind of as big as this lens, so. Anyway, this is gonna be good times. Wow, dude, now this is a lens that dreams are made of. Well, we gotta find a way to just carry this thing. Well, I'm telling you, that light breakfast, that's the key. Oh my God, why is it so flippin' freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth? Come on, man. All right, everyone, I think it's happening. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a solo trip. Where is still to be determined, but it is going to happen. I'll keep you hustling for that. I was just alerted to Thomas the Tank Engine has now become a CGI show by Casey Neistat's Twitter. There's this thing that happens with technology where when a new technology comes out, people are very excited about it. Like, oh, this is gonna be so much easier than before. It'll be so much less work. And then you start using the new technology and you lost all of the soul that made the original what the original was. The original used these models and little detailed sets, and then they had the weird mouth talking and stuff. And now it's just a crap CGI that could be done by anybody, probably literally outsourced to somebody who doesn't care at all. Somebody just sitting at a desk like, oh God, this is just... But before it was some old English comment, yes, quite so, I'm going to make this Thomas the Tank, and then you put a little tree roll here, roll, great. And the same thing happens with so many technologies. Video, no, magnetic tape video, and then later digital video. You started out with film, and it's very cumbersome, very fragile, very hard to handle, but it still looks amazing today. Then you have this interim period like in the 90s where everything was shot on video, and then you just look at that Michael Jordan documentary and you're like, this looks like garbage. None of it holds up. It's all deteriorating. It looks terrible. The only good thing about it was that it was cheap and it was new, but you lost all of the quality of it. And then now we're swinging back to, oh yeah, actually the way it looks kind of matters. Now digital video is fantastic and you got what this is. That's great. But this interim period, yuck. Just yuck. Okay, that's the end of my rant.
Okay, you know what I remember? I remember
Hold on, I'm gonna zoom in. Use my new lens. Okay, there we go.
What I remember is when we went from VHS to DVDs and you had Austin Powers.
Oh yeah.
And I kept going, I can't tell the difference. And then you had them both next to each other. And finally I went, oh yeah, that one's much grainier and weird looking. This looks a lot better. But until you put them side by side, somebody who doesn't pay attention to that wouldn't know. But I can tell now when I see anything, even an old, TV program or whatever, I think, how did we stand that?
Yeah. The one caveat to this is music started out on big vinyl records. Then they moved to magnetic tape. That sounded terrible.
Yeah.
Okay? And then they moved to CDs. There wasn't quite as harsh of a... There's people who say that vinyl records sound much better than CDs. The thing is, I've not heard a vinyl record yet, so I can't say for certain. But CDs sound quite good. Digital music now sounds quite good. But there's these people like Neil Young, I think that's his name.
That's nostalgia.
That's what I was wondering, if it was just nostalgia, because he's like talking about like, oh, these MacBook Pros are just Fisher Price toys compared to the old analog stuff. I'm like, dude, what are you smoking? Like, this sounds very good to me. Maybe the old one has a different sound though, because Nathan has said it has a different sound.
Yeah, it definitely has a different sound.
Yeah. Okay, I actually need to clarify that rant a little bit. I'm not saying that you shouldn't innovate technology. I'm not one of those people who's just like, oh man, things should always stay the same. Why are they constantly changing it? Why are they updating the phone? I just liked it the way it was before. No. And there's plenty of good CG, don't get me wrong. There's fantastic CG and you can make amazing stuff. But if you take something like Thomas the Tank Engine and then just move it to CG but put none of the heart and soul that was from the original into the CG, you're just gonna get trash. And the headphone adapter thing, that's a whole nother issue. It's like we're currently in the interim period where It's not headphones with headphone port. It's not a completely wireless future or a new port future. It's just we're in this painful interim period where it really sucks, and every time you want to use a pair of headphones, you don't have your damn dongle. What is that? Well, it's cool that I can bring this on a run, but I actually don't have anything to say while I'm running, so. So during the pandemic, I'm trying not to order too much stuff because everybody's already ordering stuff and Amazon doesn't need to get any richer and the people who are working there don't need to be any more overworked. But there was a couple of things I needed. Batteries, but this is an incredible device that as soon as I found out it was a thing that you could get, I had to get it. And then since I was already getting this stuff, I had to pay my Apple tax to get these because my other ones are broken. See, this is what I was talking about with technology. You take a couple steps forward and then in the sake of convenience or like new technology, you do stupid stuff like this. Anyway, allow me to show you what this is. If you've been watching this vlog for any amount of time, then you'll know how long I've waited for this thing. Put that on there. Blam! And that's all you need is I just need to be able to see generally, okay, is it capturing the right stuff? And can I change my settings without having to go around to the other side? Hallelujah just makes this camera like, it almost puts this camera at the perfect camera level. It's very close. In fact, that was the only thing this camera was.
But you can't put...
No stabilization.
Wait a minute.
And that is great. Okay, and the batteries was for this remote. I've not been able to turn that light on for months. That's great. So I've never done this because we've always camped together, but I think I'm gonna bring a Game Boy this time. I just feel like it'd be really fun to play like Final Fantasy VI in the tent at night. Ooh. Part of the reason why I like revisiting games is that I like to give new stuff the attention it deserves, and I rarely have like the solid chunks of time over consecutive days to actually devote to it. I mean, I could certainly make time for it, but it's just, there's so many other pulls, and then like just checking the internet every day, that takes up way too much time. I'm still not happy with my internet usage. It's just still way too much. What? There's some bubble wrap in here. Why is there bubble wrap in here? I bought this copy brand new from Best Buy. Bought it in 2006 or 2007, whenever it came out. Remember, I was living in an apartment just off of campus, and there was a Best Buy that I would always go to, which was across the street from the Target where I waited all night for the Wii. God, that was cold. What a cold night. Anyway. Okay guys, that's gonna do it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. Be on the lookout for that video. It will be coming soon. Hopefully it was a good trip. I don't know at this point, but the trip is already over at this point. It's a Schrodinger's, or is it Schrodinger? Anyway, it's that cat that you don't know if it's dead or alive. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. May hao.